Hello everyone, welcome back to the Global Conflict News channel. Please subscribe my channel. The story of the Crimean Bridge has always been more than just about a massive structure of steel and concrete. From the moment Russia began constructing it, the bridge symbolized political power, territorial claims, strategic control, and engineering ambition. Rising across the Kerch Strait, connecting mainland Russia to the Crimean Peninsula, the bridge was meant to stand as a permanent testament of Russia's hold over Crimea after its annexation in 2014. But on a night of fiery destruction, this symbol was shaken to its very foundations when Ukraine carried out a strike that ignited flames, shook the structure, and raised questions about Russia's security, resilience, and the true cost of war. The exterior of the Crimean Bridge was its most celebrated feature. Stretching nearly 19 kilometers, it stood as the longest bridge in Europe. On the surface, it carried two parallel routes, one for road traffic and another for rail. Its white arches stood tall, curving over the waters of the Kerch Strait, visible for miles and designed to impress with both scale and presence. Engineers touted its ability to withstand storms, strong currents, and even military threats. Russia invested billions into making sure it looked unshakable, not just as a transportation artery but also as a landmark of control. When the strike lit up the night sky, the flames that engulfed the exterior were not just attacking steel but the very image Russia had cultivated for years. Watching that steel deform, asphalt buckle, and supports burn carried a heavy symbolic blow. The once pristine exterior, painted as invulnerable, now appeared scarred and fragile. Inside, the interior of the bridge was less glamorous, built primarily for utility. Reinforced steel beams, concrete slabs, and massive pillars beneath the waters provided its hidden strength. Service tunnels, maintenance access points, and the wiring that kept lights and monitoring systems active were all part of the backbone. It wasn't designed for luxury or human habitation, but purely to keep traffic moving and to symbolize permanence. When explosions rattled through, the interior systems faced immense stress. Sensors and internal wiring failed, lights went out, and the smooth hum of traffic control turned into chaos. The hidden interior that most never saw showed its vulnerability in that moment. In terms of performance, the bridge had long been hailed as a triumph of Russian engineering. It handled thousands of cars daily, supported heavy trucks carrying goods, and bore the weight of trains transporting military supplies, fuel, and resources vital for Russia's war machine in Ukraine. Its performance wasn't just about civil life but about sustaining Russia's military logistics. Yet the strike exposed a different side of its performance. A structure may be designed to endure natural challenges, but in war, the enemy tests its weaknesses. Ukraine targeted not just a bridge but a lifeline of supply. The performance of the bridge under attack revealed cracks, literally and metaphorically. While parts of it still stood, traffic was halted, sections sagged, and fire spread quickly. Its once reliable efficiency crumbled into disruption. For Russia, this meant delayed supplies, stranded convoys, and a disrupted symbol of stability. The bridge was also marketed with safety features designed to reassure both engineers and the public. Deep foundations embedded in the seabed, reinforced steel capable of resisting seismic activity, and fire-resistant materials in key areas were all part of the package. Cameras and surveillance systems dotted the bridge, while checkpoints controlled who passed through. Yet the flames and explosions showed the limits of those safety features. No matter how strong the foundations or how modern the technology, the bridge had not been designed for direct, sustained military strikes. The fire suppression measures proved insufficient against fuel-fed infernos, and surveillance could only record destruction rather than prevent it. The collapse of sections and the visible firestorm revealed that in wartime, safety features meant for natural accidents or human error could do little to resist deliberate acts of war. What made the Crimean Bridge unique wasn't just its physical form but its selling points in Russia's narrative. It wasn't simply a bridge, it was a political trophy. Russia boasted about it being Europe's longest bridge, a marvel built under tight deadlines and harsh conditions. It was paraded as proof of Russian resilience under Western sanctions, completed despite opposition and criticism from abroad. Its arches became iconic in state media, appearing in documentaries, propaganda, and political speeches. The bridge's unique selling point was never just that it connected Crimea, it was that it cemented Russia's claim over Crimea in a way no speech or flag ever could. When it burned, this uniqueness turned against Russia. What had been sold as indestructible and unshakable became a glaring example of vulnerability. Its very uniqueness, once a triumph, amplified the humiliation when Ukraine's strike showed it could be scarred, disrupted, and shaken. The price of the Crimean Bridge was staggering. Russia poured an estimated $3.7 billion into its construction, a monumental investment that went beyond economics. For Russia, the price was worth the political gain of physically linking Crimea to its territory. It was a declaration that Crimea would remain Russian forever. But war changes the meaning of price. The financial cost was joined by the human cost of defending it, the strategic cost of relying on it, and the reputational cost of watching it burn on the global stage. Ukraine's strike highlighted how expensive symbols can become liabilities. Every billion spent on building it now faced billions more in repairs, security, and military defense. The price tag no longer represented triumph but vulnerability. In conclusion, the Crimean Bridge stands as a structure that was supposed to embody permanence, strength, and victory. On the outside, it was impressive, stretching across the Kerch Strait with gleaming arches. Inside, it was built for utility, carrying steel, concrete, and service systems. Its performance in peacetime was reliable, feeding Russia's economy and military alike, but under fire it faltered. Safety features worked against storms and accidents but failed against deliberate attack. Its unique selling points of being Europe's longest bridge and a symbol of Russian power became ironic when flames consumed it. Its price, once seen as an investment in dominance, now looks like a reminder of how fragile even the costliest projects can be in war. The Crimean Bridge in flames is more than a story of steel and concrete, it is the story of a conflict where symbols are as important as weapons, where infrastructure is targeted as strategy, and where the image of permanence can vanish in a single night of fire.